Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Northern Film Review. This week, we are coming back from a long hiatus. Ever since we graduated from film school and now have, do big boy things and earn money and not earn money and all sorts. We thought we would come back and do this again because it's fun. It's nice to do things like this. And yeah, hope you enjoy. So, how are you, Luke?
I'm great. I'm good, thank you. We've finished university. What?
We have.
Nearly a year now. Well, not nearly a year, but few months or a year since we've done with uni.
Yeah,
Mental.
I know.
Final.
Depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking on like the Northern Film School Instagram, seeing like they're all doing their final year films. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. They're sort of. I noticed one of the pictures. They were like, there's just a bunch of kids on their phone.
Yeah, on the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, really interested in these films.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting because we've graduated and we've done weird things with our lives. Interesting to see where everyone's sort of like at the moment.
Yeah.
Lots of people doing things I never thought they'd do, and
Yeah. Seeing people doing their own films now, winning. I mean, I think one of the groups that we've interviewed actually, they won the best short film, student short film in the Yorkshire Awards. Wasn't that?
Yeah, that was pretty
Tenebrous.
cool. Yeah, it's Tenebrous. Yeah. Which was quite fun. It was a great film. I can see why it did so well. And it's interesting. I mean, it would have been nice for one of our films to win an award. But it's no, it's definitely a great film. It's definitely well deserved, and it's interesting to see where everyone's going. And it's nice to see that like some people are working on sets now and doing ITV stuff and all that sort of fun stuff to do with the film industry.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, you're doing media-y stuff now, which is good.
I'm doing editing, my specialism. Doing editing for a big betting company, so which is quite interesting.
And I'm sort of doing not much and some podcasts and
you went
stuff.
I mean, you people know that you went to Ireland for like 6 months.
Well, yeah, I did an internship in Ireland with a media company, which was fun. I worked with accountants, worked with chartered accountants for quite a lot of it. Which is, I know way more about chartered accountants now than I ever wish I ever knew. I know what the point of a chartered accountant is. I know that I've got to do, because every month they've got to make sure that they're sort of like up to date on all the chartered accountancy stuff. And it's very interesting. But we did all the comms for like the webinars and sort of their social media stuff, and all their student recruitment
internal
stuff.
comms. Yeah, I mean that's kind of stuff that I do, internal comms, and as well as doing the stuff for what goes on social media and stuff like that. So it's interesting.
I mean, it's interesting to see like how much they want to spend on social media, which is sort of
I don't know how much goes into it, but you with your accountancy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I interned for Leeds City Council as well, doing their social media, and it's just sort of it's an interesting one. Why people want so much social media, but it's. I'm sure it's interesting and a worthwhile, marketing budget. I mean, the
investment.
The sort of companies I'd work for, they just get like a lump sum of like money, and they'd be like, okay, we need some sort of marketing, and they would just be like, oh, you guys, which is interesting. But yeah, so this week we're going to be talking about the Oscars, which have been and gone, but we like to do stuff about the Oscars because
it's interesting.
Yeah, and it's kind of a nice formatted show because it's like, oh, who won this? That person. Why did they win it? Oh, because they were
good. Because they were very, very good.
Yeah, I like watching sort of explainer videos and like how people get to win the Oscars, and it's nothing to do with the quality of the films. It's just sort of like
they're peasy old folks who vote on it. Basically,
it's just a bunch of people who sort of like lobby to get their film into the Oscars, and it's a bit depressing. But it was an interesting Oscars because
one film dominated.
Yeah, one film dominated. Which we'll talk about. But it's I mean, I don't know. I think we'll just get into it. So the first category I've got on here I'm looking at the Oscars main website for stuff, is actor in a leading role, which is interesting. And you said you've seen this film. I'm going to go through the sort of, the nominees first. So it's Bill Nye. Is it Bill Nye?
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye. With Living. And then Paul Mescal for After Sun, which I watched in Ireland, which was very good at the IFI. And then Colin Farrell with The Banshees of Inisherin.
Again, an Irish film.
Another Irish film. And then Austin Butler for Elvis. And then the winner with The Whale is Brendan Fraser.
I mean, it was his comeback year, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, he's sort of, there's a lot of press about him and sort of him winning some stuff at Cannes as well, which was
when The Whale was shown, it got like a 15-minute standing ovation at Cannes, something like that. So which is really fun. And I think he's sort of, he's gone from, what did he do? The Mummy and sort of. He did a Mummy. He did like Encino Man with another winner in this Oscars. He did do Goonies? No, he didn't. Yeah, but he did a lot of things in the 80s, 90s. And then he had a lot of bad stuff happened to him. He was out for ages. And then I think it was Aronofsky who said, I want you in this film. And he's kickstarted his career again now from that.
Yeah, and that's really cool. I think in terms of the category, I think it's a pretty well deserved win, actually.
It's the film is heartbreaking. It's typical Aronofsky. It's so depressing and such a Debbie Downer of a film, but he plays it so well, so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the cosmetics that he wears as well, which is really sort of like interesting and it really puts him into the character of it. But I think Banshees of Inisherin, I think it was it was pretty good in terms of like acting, but I don't know whether it was destined to win. And Paul Mescal in After Sun was pretty good, but
and from that he's Paul Mescal, I don't know how to say his name, but he's now in the new Gladiator film. From that he's playing like the son of someone.
Oh wow.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
Normal People, which is where I know from, but it's quite good. So next one, actor in a supporting role. So we've got Banshees of Inisherin again with Barry
Keoghan.
Oh, there we go. And then The Fabelmans with Judd Ish. Is that right? I don't know. And then we've got Brian Try Henry or Tree. Oh, I don't know. I'm really messing this up, Luke. Which with
we're getting back into it. Into it.
And then we've got Brendan Gleeson with the Banshees of Inisherin again. And then we've got the winner with Ki Hu Kwan with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Which is a great film. I mean, my parents watched it the other night, but I've seen it twice now. And it's just, it's great, isn't it?
Yes, it's a perfect film, really. It's best multiverse film that came out this year. Compared to what Doctor Strange was awful. Really.
It's just another wasn't it?
It was a perfect film. And again, another actor who's kickstarting his career off again after a 20-year hiatus as well. He was short round in Indiana Jones. He was in Encino Man with Brendan Fraser as well. So nice to see, and he's got another job now. He's got another TV show coming out on Disney, American Born Chinese or something like that. So that's going to be exciting to see. So yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to sort of because what I've always thought about these sort of like people is like, he must have had like this huge career gap. And I don't really know what would you do in that time? Just sort of.
Oh, I don't know. They don't have any. I don't know if they have any businesses they were running, or they were just like living off what they earned from the past. Who knows? But it was nice of them to get
some acting or something. But actress in a leading role. So we've got Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans. We've got Andrea Riseborough in To Leslie, and then we've got Anna de Armas with Blonde, and then we've got Kate Blanchett with Tar.
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. Why is it spelled with a C then? There we go, Kate Blanchett. And then we've got Michelle Yeoh. Is it Michelle Yeoh?
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh. There we go. With Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is also great. She's a great actor in that, and it's a sort of I don't really know what else she's been in, but it's
she was in I think she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She was in Shang-Chi, that Marvel production that was like really, really good, one of my favorite ones of the past few years. She's a martial artist, so she's been in a lot of them type of films. She's brilliant, especially in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That was a really good film. So yeah, she's really good in that. She's really good in a lot of stuff, really. So
yeah, I mean, Crazy Rich Asians as well, I think.
Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah.
Which is fun. But yeah, great actor, I think, and she's definitely well deserved for that award. But yeah. So next category is actress in a supporting role. So we've got Stephanie Hsu, HSU. Oh god, in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then we've got Kerry Cohn. Oh, just you read them. I don't know why I'm bothering.
Deary me.
Yeah.
You're asking the guy with dyslexia to read. That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Kerry Condon.
The
Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, Hong Chu from The Whale, Angela Bassett from Black Panther, and then the winner Jamie Lee Curtis from, again, Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's I like Jamie Lee Curtis. She was great in the 80s and 90s. One of my favourite films is True Lies, and she was brilliant in that. I absolutely love Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Absolutely love him. So she was brilliant in that, and she was in the Halloweens. More recently, she did like all the sequels of the Halloweens now. So yeah, she was well deserved in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think definitely. I mean, close second is Angela Bassett though. I do think she played phenomenal. Queen Ramona in Black Panther. In Black Panther, the second one, Wakanda Forever, such a good film. Even though it's Marvel, people have that stigma with Marvel films, but I love Marvel films, so I think it was a really, really, really good film, and she was a brilliant actress, and she's a brilliant actress anyway. So I think it was definitely a close one between Jamie Lee and Angela Bassett, because Angela Bassett won like in the majority of the other award ceremonies, like the BAFTAs, I think it was one of them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this category, I kind of want to see Banshees of Inisherin, win something in acting, because acting in general in Banshees of Inisherin was quite.
Oh yeah, Barry Keoghan. I really like Barry Keoghan as an actor. He was brilliant in Banshees. Brilliant.
Yeah. But it's a bit of a shame. But animated feature film.
Yeah, some really good ones in here. Puss in Boots. I really, really like that one. The Last Wish. There was Turning Red, The Sea Beast, Marcel the Shell with Shoes on. That was another A24 film. And the winner was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. I keep seeing adverts for it whenever I open Netflix.
It's really good because it's stop motion. They did it in stop motion, and looking at the behind the scenes of it, it's definitely well deserved. Definitely well deserved from. I mean, it's like Wallace and Gromit, not style of it, but like literally every frame you move, you have to make everything perfect. So God knows how long that would have taken for them to do. So, but yeah, it's definitely well deserved. Close second though, it was I think Puss in Boots, because changing up the animation style of 2D animation. So going for more anime style towards it instead of just instead of just flat animation, having like just gone for the Spider-Verse route, because Spider-Verse kind of kicked off the new 2D animation style, Western 2D, Eastern 2D, I don't know, American 2D animation. So that kicked off the new style of it, taking influences from comics, from anime, and then I think Puss in Boots just developed that, and I think it was definitely a close second. I would have said.
I mean, I think the Guillermo del Toro film is interesting because it's kind of like, I think it was Netflix exclusive, and it's kind of interesting to see, these streaming service movies get into the forefront of these sort of like award ceremonies and stuff like that, and sort of, so a lot of these films I think mostly were cinema releases, but I think
All Quiet on the Western Front wasn't.
But it's still, though, the vast majority of them were cinema releases, and it's kind of interesting to see that, like, more and more, stream-based films by streaming companies are, getting onto the Oscar circuit or whatever, which is quite fun.
Have you seen that Apple recently has said they're going to pump money into putting some of their films into cinemas as well as onto their streaming stuff? So, I mean, that's something that Netflix could do. I don't know.
They might have done, but I'm not sure on that. But,
I mean, they did it with Knives Out for a week, the new Knives Out Glass Onion for a week. But
anyway, so cinematography.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is there's a film that's been robbed here, so not even been nominated. But the first one was, so there's Tar that's been nominated, Florian Hofmeister, Empire of Light, Roger Deakins, Elvis, Mandy Walker, Bando, False Chronicle, and A Handful of Truths, Darius Koji. And then the winner was All Quiet on the Western Front, James Friend. I mean, if you've not seen that All Quiet on the Western Front, it's basically, it was originally done by Americans back in the late 30s, I think. Just after World War II, before World War, just after World War One, before World War II started, and it was based off a German soldier's memoirs, and they Americanized it. But this is done by Germans, filmed in German. It's pretty accurate, pretty gory, and just gritty, which is what World War One was. Really, really gritty, and you can see it from the cinematography. It's beautifully shot. But the film that I said he's been robbed is the Batman, the new Batman film that came out. I don't know how that wasn't nominated, because my God, that's a really good looking film.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad it didn't go to Roger Deakins though, because I just want to see that man fail. But
why?
I don't know. I feel like everyone always talks about Roger Deakins when it comes to cinematography. It's like, Roger Deakins. So costume design.
Oh, costume design. Yeah, Black Panther won again this year. They won in 2016 or 2017 when that film came out. I mean, it's brilliant how they get all their influence from African tribes, but like close second, the runners up, Babylon, beautiful looking film. Elvis, good. It's all right. Everything everyone wants, good costume design.
This is pretty self-explanatory, isn't
it? Yeah. And Miss Harris Goes to Paris. I mean, that's obviously going to get nominated because it's about a fashion show. So, but yeah, Black Panther and Babylon would have been a close second, I would have thought. Both really, really, really good costume design. Babylon was really accurate to that era they were in. Really, really accurate. Well, the 20s, was it? Of 1920s, 1930s of Hollywood. So kind of nice big party scenes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Black Panther is definitely a worthwhile winner.
Yeah.
And
I think Marvel Studios put a lot of time and effort into the new Black Panther, so it's kind of
especially after the death of Chadwick Boseman, I think. Yeah. When they had to rewrite it all, but for both Black Panther films, they put a lot of effort into it, so definitely worth it.
Yeah. So
definitely
directing,
which is so we got Tar, Todd Field, Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund, The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg, The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDough, and winner again, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Daniels Yeah, it's obviously they were going to win.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a directing duo, isn't it?
Yeah, a
which
bit
is
like the
interesting.
Wachowskis and the Cohen.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I watched a video about them sort of talking about it, and it definitely feels like a good film that's well directed. You know, I think Banshees of Inisherin was also quite well directed, but I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was just sort of, you can tell it was well directed, and it's just like there's so many little elements you're like, oh, that's, I can feel the sort of, the emphasis on the character here or whatever. But it's great. So documentary. Also great.
It's so funny for the Daniels. It's everyone thinks it's their first proper feature length one, but they did Swiss Army Man before in 2016. So I don't know if they've been developing Everything Everywhere All at Once for 6 years, but who knows? But yeah, well deserved. Well deserved.
So documentary feature film.
I've not seen any of these.
I haven't seen any of these.
Not gonna lie.
The winner was Navalny.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Which is, I'm sure it's great.
Yeah. If it won.
Yeah.
And then the documentary short, not watched it again, but the Elephant Whisperer.
I'm sure it's also great.
Yeah.
I feel like documentary shorts aren't like, I think
whoa, don't diss documentary shorts.
I'm not gonna but it's kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the point of a documentary short category here is.
What's the point in a short film category in the Oscars then?
Well, I mean, hot take. But yeah. So film editing.
Basically the same films over and over again, apart from the addition of Top Gun Maverick, which I love that film. I think it's a brilliant film.
Yeah, lots of people really liked it, didn't they?
We really watched it again with my dad, because I didn't watch it with my dad in the cinema, but I would watch it with my dad, and oh my God, he was just geeking out because he loved the first one because it back in the 80s. So, but you had Tar as well for best editing, Elvis best editing, Banshees for best editing, and then Everything Everywhere All at Once won best editing, didn't it? Because my God, that's a well put together film. Editing wise, the choice they use, split screens, have a lot of. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had a very small SFX team as well. VFX team, and it was interesting that they could do so much with one guy doing all the VFX for the film. And it's sort of it's all quite well put together, and it's sort of being able to cut from like you said, the split screens are quite interesting, and sort of making the sort of the multiverse effect come alive with editing was quite interesting.
Yeah, and how you specifically know you're going from one multiverse to the other universe, like going from one universe to the other universe, from subtle color changes, from subtle editing styles, editing techniques, and something's off if you don't know which universe is in. You're like, oh, now I know because this certain editing styles using this one compared to this one compared to that one compared to that one.
It's quite good. But so next category is international feature film.
Yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front. It was obviously going to win, but I do think a close second, which didn't even get nominated, but it got nominated for Best Original Song, was Ah, which was But no, it's a Bollywood film, but it got really, really, really popular last summer. And it's good song and dances, very recognisable, very, very well shot and everything like that. So I do think that should have been nominated. Yeah. But All Quiet, it's just a brilliant film. Beautiful looking film, gritty, emotional, and what more can you say? Yeah, it's just really, really good.
Next category, makeup and hairstyling. I think this one's the obvious one, isn't it? Really,
obviously, with the whale. To make Brandon Fraser look like how he did, it was actually good. But that man got nominated for this one, which was good. Elvis, Black Panther, and All Quiet as well. All Quiet, their makeup and stuff like that, they were really good because make it look like they're just deep into trenches and stuff like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
this
very,
sort of
very
classic
good.
film stuff, isn't it? Really,
Yeah,
make them look. I mean, one of the things people say about the Oscars is like often, you know, war films will do quite well, and you know,
yeah. But then
like
you saw
yeah.
like 1917 that didn't win best picture or best director or anything like that, did it? So
Well, I think they tend to sort of,
creep in
they
anyway. You
do
can
creep
get
in. It's
yeah,
kind of like if there's ever a trend with Oscar films, it's war
yeah.
films really. But so yeah, music original score,
All
which is
Quiet on the Western Front one,
yeah,
which yeah, really good. Um, although I do think Batman should have been up there because
mm,
uh, brilliant. I think it was who was it? Ludwig Göransson that did it.
mm.
No, it wasn't. It was Michael Cicchino. Michael Cicchino won it. Did it? He's a brilliant
Good guy.
score. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the films he's done is ridiculous, and I really do think the Batman should have been nominated for that. For the score because it's a really, 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 really good score.
mm.
But All Quiet one, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too into. I'm not knowledgeable in the actual film score world, but I like listening to them.
But
And
I think it was a just win. I think. I
well,
think.
who's close for you then?
I mean, I know. I think All Quiet on the Western Front was deserved win, but I think
Yeah,
I then again like I don't want sort of Roger Deakins or like John Williams to win these
yeah.
categories because they're like
They've won many already.
they've won many already and they're sort of big names and it's just sort of a drop in the
Yeah,
bucket for them. But yeah, it's good. So the next category is very similar to the last one.
original.
Music original song.
Yeah, Natu one
Natu
was
Natu.
from RRR, which is an absolute bop. It's a bop of a song.
Yeah.
We got Lift Me Up by Rihanna from Black Panther. This Is Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga in Top Gun Maverick. And Applause from Tell It Like a Woman.
Yeah. I think I haven't heard the Natu Natu song.
Oh, it's a bop. It's really, really good. Really, really good.
I think that our films, like I said with the Pinocchio film, is constantly like Netflix is like, watch this film. I'm like,
It came out in cinemas as well. It's not a Netflix original, but it was on Netflix. That's how I saw it was on Netflix. But it's a really, really good film. Really, really, really good film. Funny action. I mean, there are some parts there which is a bit like, what the hell's happening? Because it's a Bollywood film, and Bollywood is so surreal to watch. So yeah, I do think it's a well-deserved win. I was dancing to it. I've got it in my playlist on Spotify, so not gonna lie. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm too busy watching Suits, so
oh, you watching that? Nice.
Yeah. TikTokers maybe watch that now. Anyway, so the main category is Best Picture.
Yeah.
Which has obviously a lot of nominees.
So, well, I'll start from the bottom, work my way up. So we've got Women Talking.
Yeah.
The Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick. Tar. The Fablemans. Elvis. The Banshees of Sheeran. Avatar: Way of Water. All Quiet on the Western Front. And the winner. Have a guess. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Yes. What can you say?
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
It's quite interesting that sort of like, a film like Everything Everywhere All at Once is because it's not a serious, well, it's kind of a little bit serious in parts, but it's not like
serious in parts.
It's not like a super indie,
No, it's A24, and we like to talk about A24 because I like A24 films. But
it's not like Nomadland, where it's just sort of like long, God, sort of
boring,
difficult to watch.
3 hours of just talking. I mean, that's what I heard. Tar's a bit like that. I'm not seeing it. I'll mean, have you seen it or not? Because I thought that'd be your type of film.
Yeah, I might do.
It's about like an orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, let's sort of run through the last ones here.
Production design,
All Quiet on the Western Front. I'm glad that Avatar's not winning anything because
I don't like Avatar. Didn't even like the first one. So
short film, animated. Haven't seen any of these.
The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, the Horse.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure it's great.
An Irish Goodbye for the live short film.
Yeah.
Best sound, Top Gun Maverick. I want to talk about Top Gun Maverick because I think it's a brilliant film, and not many people do like sequels to like the 80s, and I think the 80s films. I think Tom Cruise was like, if I'm doing a sequel to one, it's going to be Top Gun, but I want to make sure it's perfect.
Yeah.
Or better than the original one. And I think it's better than the original one. Really, really do. They filmed over 200 hours worth of footage, which is more than, I think, all three Lord of the Rings films combined. So, it's just so much. I think they're them actually in the planes looks very realistic. So, well worth, definitely worth for sound, mixing the sound. But I do think it should be nominated for like more, way more, like for best I don't know if did they get nominated for cinematography? I don't think it did.
For something else, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but it's a really good looking film. It's a feel good one. It's good, really, really good.
I mean,
and for a sequel for an 80s film, I mean, we've seen them before for 80s, like films from the 80s get a sequel. They tend to crash and burn.
But
this one,
I think the sound in this was quite interesting because I watched a video on how they did the sound in it, and they sort of, they went on location to record, different planes and sort of like that sort of stuff. And because the sort of the plane that he was flying, sort of the big black one, was an actual plane, so they sort of like combined a bunch of different like plane sounds that are sort of modern and new, and sort of combined it to create this sort of like real atmosphere of a plane, and sort of it was a really good sort of combination of things. But so visual effects was
Avatar,
Way of the Water. We've got nothing to say about that.
No, I think. I mean, he's been working on it for ages, but I don't think it's worth the hype. I really don't.
Just blue people in it. Writing, adapted screenplay.
Was women talking?
Yeah,
which I'm not seeing.
Glass Onion got a nominee here though, which isn't.
Yeah. I loved Glass Onion. I thought it was brilliant. I think it's close because both Knives Out films are really good, really good. I'm not a fan of Rian Johnson's because of his Star Wars stuff, but like these Knives Out ones, I like a good murder mystery.
Yeah,
I didn't see the twists coming, so
it was it was good sort of fun time really. It's like,
and it was good take on lockdown as well, like how COVID and how they, especially at the beginning, like stuck to it and stuff like that, which was pretty good and wasn't cringy.
Yeah,
which I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's just sort of like pure, Bill Nick sort of film that I think maybe could have perhaps. I don't think it was an Oscar film. I never thought it was an Oscar film. But
no, I don't think he aimed for it to be an Oscar film.
No, but it in terms of like a film to watch with the family or like whatever. It's really quite good. And the final category is writing, original screenplay.
Yeah,
and we've got Everything Everywhere All at Once winning it again.
What a surprise!
I think it's well deserved, isn't it? I think.
Oh yeah.
Last year I was like, was it last year? Or the year before? There was Sound of Metal was like, I wish that had absolutely swept the Oscars because I thought it was a great film, much better than Nomadland.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago.
And did we have an Oscars last year? Or was it? No, we had like 2 Oscars last year, didn't we? Because they because of the pandemic, they like did a bunch in a row. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Everything Everywhere All at Once has won so much. I think it's well deserved. I think a film like that, which is so sort of like fun and interesting and has lots of sort of deep meanings and so well put together, and it's sort of like, I think it's a mid-budget film as well, which is quite good because I'm obsessed with sort of like mid-budget films at the moment. 14.3 to 25 million budget, which is it's
cheap for now films nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting to see how it did so well. But yeah, we've gone through all the categories now. We've done the Oscars, which is fun. I like the Oscars.
Yeah. Sorry if it's a bit rusty. We're getting back into the flow of things.
But have you got any Okay, sorry.
I say especially because we're quite a while away from each other now. We can't really go into anywhere to film.
Nice podcast
location.
studio.
Yeah.
Our other friend Luke filming us.
Yeah.
It's have you got any
Adam's gone as well.
Adam's disappeared, yeah. Who else did we have? We didn't have anyone else.
No.
The whole team.
Yeah.
They've all got jobs now.
Yeah. Also do I, but
but yeah, it's good to be back, Good to talk about the Oscars. Hopefully we'll get back to interviewing some people.
Yeah.
And seeing where people's lives have ended up post film school. Maybe they don't want to talk about it. Maybe they will. But yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. We're hopefully going to be doing shorter podcasts. I'm gonna call it a season this season. So I don't have to spend that much time editing it down. And then hopefully put it on like Spotify. Maybe I've been saying that ever since we started.
Yeah, as well. You need to move all our other ones onto Spotify as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But hopefully that happens, and we'll get some. Because what I wanted to do was like it'll be like Boyhood, and like every year we come back and we sort of go, oh, what are you doing now? I'm an accountant now.
Being as awkward as ever. Yeah. Even more awkward each year.
Yeah. And sort of going, oh yeah, I'm a lecturer at the film school now.
Yeah, I see you doing that though. I see you doing that. You want to do that anyway.
I would.
You wanted to be a lecturer.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's good pay,
Good pay, get through dissertation.
Yeah.
You have to do a doctorate though, if you're there though.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, some of the lecturers are doing their doctorates for like years.
Yeah.
Decades even. Which is, I could do that.
Yeah, you're basically getting paid to do a doctorate rather than paying to do a doctorate. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's all worth it in the end. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, guys. And maybe we'll see you guys next week or whenever we think about recording the next one. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.